Okay, today I am testing a reproducer. This is an all-brass HMV No4 reproducer using the Electrola 101 for the test, as is ideally suited for this reproducer. That's what it was designed for. This reproducer had an issue. It was fully rebuilt for somebody else, and it played fine for a number of plays. I don't know how many plays. Quite a few, I guess. And then it developed a buzzing sound. But when it came back to me, the buzzing sound was absent. Couldn't reproduce it. I must have played it 40 times. I couldn't reproduce the buzzing sound. So just to be safe, we removed the diaphragm and the gaskets. Took everything apart, cleaned everything back up again, although it wasn't dirty, put it all back together again with a new diaphragm and gaskets, and are playing it now, testing it, to make sure there's no more buzz, or there isn't a buzz developing. Now, only reason I did change the diaphragm and suspect the diaphragm was there was an issue before with another number 4 with a diaphragm sourced from the same supplier, and that one definitely had a buzz. And I traced it down, nailed it down very hard to the reproducer. I'm sorry, to the diaphragm itself. There was something wrong with it. It was delaminating. It was, sometimes this happens. You get a dead diaphragm. These are natural materials, and you can't always be 100% sure what they're going to do. And with 2 from this same particular supply, I now suspect all of them, and they've all been retired. And we are using a mica diaphragm that was sourced from Walt Summers at Gettysburg Antique Phonograph, who I usually use. I generally do use his products, as I happened to be at a show and I saw some diaphragms, sold. I said, well, I'm here. Might as well stock up. They're right in front of me. And I did get other diaphragms at the same time for exhibitions and number 2s, and they've been no problem. There haven't been any problems with them. Just the number 4s for some reason. 2 of them out of, I don't know. I probably got 6 at the time. And so far, 2 of them have had the same problem, although this one, I was now unable to reproduce the problem when it reached me. Somewhere in transit, the rattling around must have reset it. I don't know. But in any case, we do have a new diaphragm on there, new gaskets, and we're testing it on this machine. And we have Liza and Leah Reisman. Yeah, I thought so. And we have the candelabra here for ambiance. And this machine is also still a work in progress. I'm still not satisfied with the spring 100%, but I may have to be satisfied because I no longer have a source of springs for this. I've used up the ones I have. So at least it plays, even if I do have to crank it up after every record. Okay. Put the needle on there, right? Yes, I did.
If you'll smile on me, all the clouds will roll away. Liza, Liza, don't delay. Come give me company, and the clouds will roll away. See the honeymoon shining down. We should make a date with Parson Brown. So Liza, Liza, name the day when you belong to me, and the clouds will roll away.
that played good. What we'll do, no auto stop on this one. What we'll do is we will play the flip side as well. And I have some other records here, including one really worn one, so I can demonstrate how a worn record will stop a machine dead in its tracks, at least one with a small motor like this. Although it probably would play on the 9 or even the 8, but let's change out the needle because that's always a good idea. It's actually required if you want your records to last. It's easier on everything with a new needle. That's why they come in 100 packs. Not because they're supposed to last 100 years per pack, but because you need to change them for each play of the record. Now let's spin it up. And I'll tell you the title in just a second. Generally, I play 30 or 40 plays at least on any reproducer I rebuild. So I know there's no problems, although that did not work with this one the first time around because a problem developed later on. But can't always... Oh, I flipped the record, I didn't. Okay, Do What You Do. Lee Reisman and his orchestra. With vocal refrain. Not sure who the vocals are, but they don't say. Okay. We will see. Well, that sounded pretty good. So far, so good. Get rid of the needle so I'm not tempted to reuse it by accident. And that was a Victor Electric, obviously. This machine is designed to play electrically recorded records. And what do we got next here? Let's see. We have... I'm just testing records at random here, pulled out of the pile. Some I've played before, some not. Love sends a little gift of roses by the Hackle Berger Orchestra. We'll give it a shot. Who knows? I've never played this one before, so we could get a gem, or we could get a squash here. Let's see. Okay. It's actually a fairly long record, too. And it's called a Melody Waltz. It's how nice, how smooth these machines wind with the non-return spring. There's no cogwheel in there. Tick, 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 tick. Although that works good, too. But these are just smoother. Sometimes they're also easier, especially when you have a brand new spring and something and brand new grease in the can. It doesn't want to move around too easily. But that's not the case here. Okay. Oops, got the brake off. Okay, that played fairly well. Now I want to get to that worn record and see what that does. Let's see. I mean, it's really, really sketchy. Okay, let's put that up there. Out of the way. There it is. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Here we go. It's a Victor Electric, too, which is a shame. But I don't know if that'll adequately show how bad that record is. Look at that. I mean, that could all be on the surface, or it could be in the grooves, but I strongly suspect it's in the grooves. My Angel, Foxtrot, by the Paul Whitman Orchestra. I think he's on both sides of this one, but let me see. Yeah, he is. In my bouquet of memories. Well, I think this record's going to be a memory because I really don't think this is going to play well, but let's give it a shot. This is why you test records, because you don't know until you've actually spun them up if they're going to play or not. Because I've had some really nasty looking records that played well. You know, if the damage is not down in the grooves, you luck out. Because sometimes these things just sat around a long time, got shuffled around over and over and over again into different places and boxes, and they just kind of got marked up. But if it's not down in the grooves and the gouges aren't so bad they cause the needle to skip, then you just might get lucky and get a decent copy. And of course, it's always nice, like you're at the flea market, you see one like this, and the guy wants $5, and come on, look at this thing. You know, this is probably never going to play. I'll be using it as a coaster or a wall decoration, but let's see if we got lucky with this one, because you never know. Well, that sounded like crap, but that wasn't exactly unexpected. What really surprises me is, as bad as that sounded, as bad as this record looks, it didn't stop the machine. It didn't stop the motor. I really expected that thing to spin 2 or 3 times and stop dead. I guess the spring's a little stronger than I thought it was. But I think that record has reached its limit of plays and is time to be retired. It is now a wall decoration. Let's play something a little better, or try to play something a little better than that. See what else I got here. I have The Manhattan Merrymakers, we can try them. This record's got a little bit of wear too. Mama Loves Papa. I don't know. That one kind of looks a little iffy. But we'll try it. It's from a slightly newer style of label there. Toward the end of the Victor line there before they became RCA. And who did that? Oh, this is Paul Whitman also. Okay. Didn't realize that. Alrighty. Well, we'll try to play a slightly better one. It's not exactly surprising to find Paul Whitman records that are really badly worn. He was, I would say, the most popular band leader of the 1920s. He pressed a lot of records, and they were played and played and played. Very, very popular music at the time. So if we get them today, they tend to be less than perfect. You know, pretty well worn out. But let's see what this one does. Hopefully it's better than the last one. Well, that one had a little bit of wear. Not horrible. I've heard worse. Not nearly as bad as the last one. Like I said, Paul Whitman's records, I find kind of a 50-50 shot with those in being, not worn. Every now and then you get lucky. There are a few little pops and skips. You can see the wear. Literally, that's in the grooves. Still plays. Doesn't sound too horrible. The other side is the Manhattan Merrymakers. Every night I cry myself to sleep over you. Okay, let's see if that plays. Might as well, since I have it here. Come on, let's get a needle on there. Let's see. Here we go. And let's spin it up. These records are worn. You want full power when playing anything that looks like it's worn. Don't try to squeeze an extra play out of it. Okay. Now when you crank these, when you start to feel resistance, you stop. Don't try to force it because that's not good. You will snap a spring doing that. Well, I would give that record a